So now, when I say bad things, what do you think I mean off of that? And I'm only asking because all year we've been seeing stuff about layoffs. That's probably the main thing that you would think about, right? This week we have a bad product. This is a product that how do I describe? People from the masses have been coming together to agree how bad it is. From the masses. I see it all over Twitter. And one of the biggest tech reviewers that I watch all the time, Marquise Brownlee, said himself, it's the worst product he's probably ever seen this year. I would take him out of context and stuff, but he did say it's one of the worst products. And it's this new wearable AI pin that's supposed to replace your phone. So let's just get into what this product actually is, because we never covered it on this channel yet, even though they did a review and things. I saw little stuff coming about it and things, but let's just see what this product is, and then we're going to go back and hear more stuff on how it's potentially bad versus good and why it even exists. So before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. It really helps out the algorithm. I really appreciate it. Let's just get into it.
Your AI pin needs to cool down for a few minutes.
Great. Look, I don't know about you, but I just spend way too much of my day looking at my phone, and I'm frankly kind of tired of it, which makes devices like this, the Humane AI Pin, feel kind of tantalizing. At its very basic level, it's kind of a button that you press to talk to an AI, which, among other things, can summarize your messages and play music for you and tell you a bit more about the world without having to pull out a phone. Now let's just get a couple things clear out of the gate. This is a $700 device that you wear. It costs $24 a month for the line of service that lets you use cellular data on it. This thing does get its own separate phone number when you set it up. If you want to listen to music on it, you have to pay $10 additional for Tidal, unless you're a Tidal subscriber, and I don't know too many of those. These are not insignificant costs. So, should you pay smartphone prices for something that can't, and by their own admission, won't replace your phone? To see if AI gadgets like this are kind of worth living with right now, I strapped this thing on for well over a week. Here's what I've learned. There are a few ways you're meant to interact with the pin, but the way that feels the most natural and the way the company likes to talk about the most is just talking to it. Hey, can you tell me what's in the news today?
Fetching latest news.
It has come in really handy in ways that I haven't expected, and that's, I think, partially because of how natural it is to just talk to something. I asked it for the average price range of a specific kind of sweatshirt I like that were only made in Japan. It correctly pulled those prices off of eBay to give me an accurate range. I also asked it to summarize reviews of a smart Bluetooth connected pepper spray on Amazon, and it correctly flagged that sometimes people have Bluetooth connectivity issues. Even so, I feel like I fall prey to what I call the double check problem. Like, I know that this is using a bunch of sophisticated AI models to respond to me and to give me information. I can't resist the urge to just whip out my phone and make sure it's telling me the truth. And if I'm gonna do that, why wouldn't I just whip out my phone to look this stuff up in the first place? One of the coolest things about the pin is that it has a built-in laser projector, so you can catch up on your messages and see the time and change your text and tell it to stop, like I just did. Stop! One of the problems is, it's just weird to kind of figure out how to use it, as you're meant to roll your hand around to access menus and you pinch to select, sort of like on a Vision Pro. It works, but it takes a lot of getting used to. I still don't feel like I have the tilting and rolling kind of gesture down great. It is a little messy, which is forgivable, I think, from a Generation 1 product. There's a camera built in. If you wanted to try, you can ask it to take a photo, or you could take 2 fingers, do a quick double tap, and you've got a selection of 3 photos that live on the pin. They'll eventually be uploaded to the cloud backend called Humane Center. Bear in mind, it is about as good as a camera on a smartphone from 10 years ago. It also takes a little bit of time to just figure out how to talk to this thing. Here's a good example. Last week, one of my favorite bands, this band called Lawrence, dropped a new single that I really like. And when I asked the Pin to play it, it just sort of sat there and chewed on it and then told me about the song, including the platforms I could play it on, none of which are available on the Pin. This is not a scientific measure by any stretch, but it feels like for every correct interaction I have with it, I have at least one corresponding F-up that I just kind of have to sit with and ponder for a second before I try again. For what it's worth, you can also connect a pair of Bluetooth headphones to this thing to listen to that music and to just hear it better out in the world, which is almost a must, because if you're around any appreciable number of people in the real world, this becomes really hard to hear, even at full volume.
Sending the message. Here's the most recent photo.
By the way, you basically cannot use this projector outside at all. If you're under broad daylight, it is non-usable. There are also just little things that I want a device like this to be able to do that it can't. It can apparently translate between 50 different languages, and the languages I've tried did seem to work, but you can't set a timer. It can't look at your calendar. So if you were counting on something to remind you that something was going to happen today, this isn't going to be it. In fairness to the Humane team, these are issues that they're generally aware of and they're actively working on fixing. Now, I don't want you to walk away thinking that I think this thing is dumb and bad. When it does work in the specific sets of conditions where it does tell me what I need and the projector works and the audio comes through loud and clear, it's actually kind of nice to be able to think about things and learn new things without having to whip out my phone. But the circumstances in which this thing feels useful right now are just so limited that basically anyone except the earliest of early adopters should really just sit and wait and see what the updates bring, because right now some people will have spent $700 on this thing and I don't really know what they'd use it for. Now
So I selected this video on purpose. There's a main reason why I selected this video with full intention, mind you. The main reason is because it was the most positive, I'd have to say. It being the most positive. I've seen so many reviews and so many posts about how trash this product is. And I wanted it to be presented in a different light so that we can get real and honest opinions about it. Like, obviously he said a bunch of things in this video that is completely wrong with this product and what this product cannot serve. There's a lot in this video that he said that this Humane AI Pin cannot do on its own thing. And of course, the Apple Vision Pro was not perfect when it came out. It was not. It just was not, and it's still not perfect. There's still a lot of things that need to be placed and implemented in it and for things to do. But right now, would I say, would you go out and buy this? I would recommend no. I would not recommend it. Duly because it has no real need, I feel. What the main thing is, you should be able to do all this stuff on your phone and it's not needed at all. Your phone got better camera. It's using a camera from 10 years ago, quote unquote. As he said, the camera quality is trash. $700? I'm paying $700. That quality is trash. You can just use your phone. Another thing, $700. It's you have to wear it. One, you can't use it outside. The quality isn't good enough. You can't use the hand thing outside, but it is useful outside. I've seen people do a video review with it and asking it what building is this, and it reports the correct building that it's looking at and things like that, and different advertisement stuff. I've seen it do good stuff. And mainly the one reason why his reasoning for taking out his phone is to fact check it. Of course people are going to fact check stuff when it first comes out. Why wouldn't you? Why would you not fact check something as soon as it comes out to make sure that the AI is giving you accurate information? Especially something that costs $700. Another thing, you have to wear it on your shoulder all the time. What happens if somebody takes it? People steal phones out of people's hands all the time. all the time. They do. And your phone doesn't even have to be out all the way. This is something that you need to visibly wear out on you. So it's being advertised 24/7 that you use it. How easy is it to steal or lose? I think it's very easy to steal and lose something that costs $700. I think it's very easy for that potential to happen. So then you're gonna it's almost being you would treat it like a pair of AirPods, but it just costs 5 times more. Literally, it will get lost like a bunch of AirPods. You see the little case? It even got the same size case as AirPod, I bet you. Maybe slightly a little bigger. People lose AirPods all the time. You tell me you're not gonna lose that? I don't lose AirPods like that, but people do it all the time. You have to think of it in a perspective. If the majority of people had this, what would happen? I see it getting lost. I see it getting stolen, and it's expensive for what it can do. It's very expensive. You don't need to pay that much for something like that. It's a first gen product. Yeah. Maybe hold on off of it until you do stuff. You can't integrate it with your phone properly. You can't add no calendar to it. He said you can't add no timers, alarms. Like, what's the point of doing all that? It's hard to navigate on your hand. You have to use it. Like, literally, you gotta do this to use it to properly and stuff. To see it on your hand or on the wall or something. To use half the features on it. Yeah, it's nice to talk to it. Hey, guess what? Most of y'all got a phone. Guess who's gonna be on there? Copilot. Google. Hey, Google is teaming up with Apple, so Siri is gonna be able to do this same stuff. Kid me not. Copilot already does this on the Samsung phones. It's already doing this to a level. Having AI on phones is already a major thing. It's already a major thing. Like, what else is in here? Like, yeah, $24 a month on top of your phone service to use it outside to connect it properly. An extra 10 if you want to listen to music. Yeah, it's nice to have headphones. There are nice things about this. I can see it potentially being useful, but overall, I do not see it being useful. In an overall standard, especially for how expensive and costly it can get. Like, how much do you really pay for your phone bill every month to have cellular network and stuff? Is this worth an additional payment that high? Your Netflix bill ain't even $24 a month, and you get more from it. Your Amazon Prime ain't that much. Mind you, they don't be doing all that. Maybe you got a bunch of shows and things like that, but still, like, how much you really like it? This adds up. This is something that adds up, and how useful it is just. I appreciate his video on this. I'm telling you, I kid you not. I appreciate the video. He handled this in one of the best ways I've seen any creator use this, and especially showing some of the stuff that comes out of using it and whatnot. But
Be able to do.
what is this? Like, what is this product? What is the product? Like, you over here dancing, looking at your stuff like, is that right? Gotta hold it certain ways. It just seems weird. And of course, new technology is always gonna seem weird. But I don't think they were ready. Like, yeah, they showed their demo before it released. Some people got it. But I literally don't think they were ready for this. At all. I wouldn't say it was good to put out. If I was CEO, I'm like, yo, hold on to that. And then what was the R&D to make something like this? And how much money are you losing right now? And everybody was saying, just based off of Marquise Brownlee's stuff, it saying that it's like one of the worst products. It crippled a company in 40 seconds. He crippled a company in 40 seconds? No, because I wouldn't say it's entirely Marquise Brownlee that did it. I would say it's part of the company's fault. And the reason why I say it's part of the company's fault, because every day there's somebody that talks trash on a product that comes out. But companies don't get crumbled on it because everybody doesn't have the same opinion. He right here still likes it. The person that I just watched this video for, he likes this product. He actually does. A good amount. There are people out there that still like it. And for any product, there's gonna be a bunch of people who love the products and some people who hate it. Some people hate iPhones. Some people hate Androids. Like tomato. It wasn't just fully him. Like, yeah, he's a big tech YouTuber and they do have a lot of power and products and things like that. And I bet you a lot of people aren't getting it because he said it was trash. But this is also the other problem, because if everybody who watched this video thought that way, I'm telling you now, he should have said in his video, I'll leave it up to you to decide if this product is worth it or not, and give the reviews and things. Don't take my word as gospel. I'm not if I'm reviewing a product, I'm not all savior. I'm gonna tell you what's good about it. I'm gonna tell you what's bad about it. Hey, I don't like it. I don't know about you. You might like it. This person likes it that we just reviewed. He has some positive information and stuff about it. Mind you, I didn't watch all of Marquise's review. I didn't have time to go through and nitpick at everything, and plus his review videos are too long to cover on the podcast when we have so many topics to cover, and it just takes too much time to go over one product in the review. I love his videos, I really do, but why take something as gospel? He should not be able to cripple a whole company like that. It should be, hey, make your own decision off of this. You might end up actually liking it. Yeah, there's people. Same thing for video games, yo. There's people who like certain video games and they love them type of video games. There's certain video games that aren't for them people, aren't for that same group of people. There's some things that are for you, some things that are not for you. Yes, it's first gen. Give it a chance. What did it be like in second gen? How good will it be second gen? Look at the Vision Pro. I'm telling you right now, second gen Vision Pro, it's gonna be immaculate. I think it's gonna be great. I really think it's gonna be one of the best things that Apple created. Second gen Vision Pro. I kid you not. I really think it's going to be one of the best things that Apple created. I'm spending so much time talking on this one product here that I feel like I'm making my reviews way too long because of what I'm saying on it. But at the end of the day, that is what I believe. Yeah, I wouldn't buy the product myself. I give it to you. There's a lot of hiccups into it that just are not good with me.
Add this story.
Just not good with me. There's some hiccups that are not good with me. But you never know. Hey, if you have the money to just get something like that, get it. But I'm letting you know the risk. I'm letting you know what is there. I think he displayed the risk very good in this video of what's good and what's bad, and in a less hating tone for the product itself, which I feel is very good. Just keep your biases out of stuff until especially the very end. Don't put your biases in the beginning, because like, at least let people make up their mind about something before you give your input on it. Your full input on it being the worst. Like, mind you, I don't know where that timestamp was at in Marquise Brownlee's video, but I really think it was in the beginning. And by the time I upload this, I'm going to check. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna eat my words. Y'all got it. take me out in the comments. I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin. But I appreciate his work and things like that. But I'm just saying it from my perspective on how I would go about this, and if I like this product and what risks actually come with it. But it's a cool concept. It's a cool concept, but I don't think it's going to replace a phone anytime soon. And then why does it cost $700? I think it's overpriced right now, and I think it just can't do enough. And it doesn't compete with anything. I really don't think it does. And not compete with anything in a bad way. I mean, in a bad way. In a bad way. It's not in a good way. Because if you want something like that, it has to be able to replace a phone entirely. Entirely. Concept's cool to a degree.